Isn't that most products that you see in advertising? Sure.
And there's the darker underbelly, which you don't discuss. That it's almost filled with joy, that there's the palaver, there's the dialogue, you're dealing with the lawyers, you're dealing with the product, there's that feel with the horse and the male element.
Sure.
But the darker side is what is causing you the greatest concern.
Well, that's well for
affected you to any degree?
But here's my whole thing. The fact that you're affected is the best part of this whole film. The fact that you are feeling this darker side, the fact that this represents this joy, but at the same time there's this conflict within you that it's telling you, I don't need these things, I don't want these things, yet for some reason, I can't wait to go have a pomegranate juice. There's something so wrong about that. And where can I drive a Mini Cooper? And wow, JetBlue Airways, what a great airline. I think that what this film starts to do is really pull back the curtain on this imagination of advertising in a way that I think is great. I think that this film, after you walk out of this movie tonight, you will never watch television the same way again. You'll never look at a movie the same way again. You'll walk out on the street and you will recognize and see advertising and marketing in a very different way. And that's a great thing. There is a bit of an awakening that will happen out of this movie. Trust me, it will happen. You will leave the theater and you will think about Paul. You will think about JetBlue. You're going to think about Mane and Tail for a long time. And I'm sorry for that. And that image is burned into your head for years to come. It's funny and wrong, but great.
So you get that little horse in the background.
It's like a marionette. Yeah, no, it's actually a real horse. That's a miniature horse. It's not a Shetland pony. Shetland ponies, oddly enough, much larger.
Don't fit that.
Yeah, they're in the room in that time.
Go ahead, off to the side here, sir.
Have you heard from any of the brands or advertisers that turned you down? For example, Volkswagen?
Does anyone want to get back in?
Has anybody called me saying they're not in? Well, first off, fuck Volkswagen. If anyone drove a Volkswagen here tonight, please set it on fire, push it over a hill. And call your local Mini Cooper dealership immediately. No one should be driving a Volkswagen ever again. It is the worst vehicle on the road. Treasures. Anyone who said no, Old Navy, interesting enough, said no to the film when we pitched them in the fall. And then the CMO Old Navy was at the premiere at Sundance and grabbed me on the way out of the theater, and she said, "We want him. I'm calling you Monday." And I was like, "Call me Monday, it'd be great." So literally on Monday they called, and then they got in the film.
Yeah, so a little snap at the end there.
That's what $250,000 will get you. Listen, I drove the car all the way across the country. If they want to pull it in the driveway, it's fine.
I just got a free camera. I'm going to get my vlog.
Exactly.
Folks, we got time for a couple more quick questions. Go ahead, sir.
Do you have any interaction with larger brands in Sao Paulo to get their reaction to the whole?
Interaction with larger brands in Sao Paulo.
I mean, we spoke to as many companies as we could. Like we spoke to some people who were advertisers who were against it. We couldn't get no Cokes or people like that would talk to us about the ban. But the fact is here's the interesting about Sao Paulo. I think Sao Paulo is such a beautiful idea in terms of what it is. And then it's a real question of where do you start to draw the line in our society? When is too much too much? And I was there in 2004 with Super Size Me, and it literally was like Blade Runner. Like there was not a place where there was not advertising in that entire city. It was massive. And to go back and kind of see what it has become now in the last 5-6 years is remarkable. And what's happened during that time, as they kind of fixed this whole idea, there's a concept called the broken window theory, which the theory is if you have a broken window, people are going to think it's a terrible neighborhood, it's run down, this is obviously a terrible place, more windows will be broken, and it'll continue to decline. Once they eliminated this visual pollution, as the mayor described, all these other problems started to go away. Crime went down. Quality of life went up. All these businesses that people were saying, it's going to destroy our economy, it's going to destroy everything, everything's going to fall apart, didn't happen. Because suddenly people didn't walk outside and not see a billboard and go, oh my God, what pants do I buy? I don't know what shoes to wear. What do I drink today? It's because the fact is, there was still the internet. People didn't take TVs out of people's homes. Television advertising didn't vanish. You still got inside of a bus, and there were still ads inside of a bus or the subways, and there was still advertising around. It just wasn't outside in the environment. And I didn't meet one person. We interviewed probably 75, 80 people on the street while we were there, and not one person said, God, I wish all those advertisers were back. I really miss them. Yeah. How about somebody up top?
Yeah,
upper deck.
Upper deck, anybody up there?
Yeah.
Hold on. I see there's a girl over here waving her hand right there. Yeah.
Did you get to keep one?
Yeah, we got 7, 1 for every day of the week, because you shouldn't have that many. And so we had to give 6 back. We got to keep one. The one that's in the film that's actually covered in logos is the one we got to keep. That's all NASCAR out. And those do peel right off at some point, but not for like a year. And I'll tell you a quick story. So we drove the Mini Cooper yesterday, just to talk about where do we draw the line and continue this conversation of, do we really want to live in a world where everything's for sale? Where literally, that we live in a world now where it seems like everything is brought to you by some sponsor. So I flew yesterday on JetBlue Airways, greatest airline you'll ever fly, from New York to Pennsylvania, where at 1 o'clock yesterday, I presented the mayor of the town formerly known as Altoona a check for $25,000, where for the next 60 days, they changed the name of the town to Palm Water Presents the greatest movie ever sold in Pennsylvania. That's true.
You can get Guelph, Ontario for a lot cheaper than that.
I've got $500 burning a hole in my pocket.
Sudbury, Sudbury's for $500.
I've got $35 burning a hole in my pocket. One more question.
One more, good question.
One more up top.
Did you call McDonald's?
Did I call McDonald's?
Did you call McDonald's?
It's a great question. So it's a great question. Because the idea was to make a documentary blockbuster, a docbuster. You can't make a docbuster without a fast food tie-in, without a fast food part. You gotta have a Happy Meal. You gotta have a kid's meal. So of course we called McDonald's. 5, 6, 7, 8 times. I'm calling them up, leaving messages. Hey, it's Morgan Spurlock. It's going to be really different this time. You should call me back. Never called back. Burger King did call back, said no. Taco Bell called back, said no. Wendy's called back, said no. On and on down the road. Wiener Schnitzel. Wiener Schnitzel's got so much going on. Their hot dog factory, they couldn't do it. All the way down. So finally, not a fast food chain would do it at all. And so then I said, if we can't get a fast food outlet, we can't get a Happy Meal with like all those, collectible documentary toys, because those would have sold like hotcakes. I said, well then, we need collector cups. We need a Big Gulp. We need a Slurpee. So we called 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven said no. We called Wawa. Wawa said no. Circle K, Sinclair, all the way down the line. Until somebody mom said, what about Sheetz? I said, what about Sheetz? And so we called up Sheetz. We went and met with them. And, the film opened last week. It's now spreading across the region where there are Sheetz locations, where in all 400 Sheetz stores you can get your greatest movie ever sold, collector cups, on sale now. And you can also get them on their website, since you guys live in Canada. International shipping extra. So, Sheetz.com.
Good to know. Morgan, the film's great. We wish you all the best with it here in the US.